Hey guys, it's me, Kane, and welcome back to another video. I know, for the OGs of the channel, this video title and video style might bring back some memories of ours. Some memories we kind of don't want to relive of the beginning days of the channel. The point is, this is a video I've kind of wanted to make for a couple of years now, especially in recent years. Mainly because my opinion on the original video has significantly changed quite a lot. When I made the original top 5, yes, there's a little clue to the video, well, you already know from the title, but when I made the original video back in 2014, I think it was 2014, my opinion was a lot different back then. I was more young, I was more foolish and naive, and I'd like to believe over the years I've kind of mellowed out, I've kind of seasoned in a way. I'm like a lot more, modest when it comes to my viewpoints and all that. I try not to be as egotistical as I once was as a little lad. So in this video, we are doing a complete revamp of the original top 5 zombies map video I made so long ago. I think I made a follow-up video as well a few years back, but I don't think that video can even hold up today because, well, yet again, my opinion was still not the best back then. So, this video, we're doing the top 5 zombies maps. And this is my personal favorite maps. These are the top 5 best maps in my opinion. And for the record, we're not just going to include Treyarch zombies. We are also going to be allowed to include, Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare, World War II zombies. We are going to be using every single zombies game under the sun. That's how we're doing it. That's how we are doing it. So, I'm being a little bit more fair, if I like to believe. A little bit more fair. And, yeah. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I've probably rambled on a little bit too much right now. Let us get into the complete redo, the complete revamp of the top 5 best zombies maps 2021 edition. So, coming in at our number 5 spot, we have Firebase Z. Now, I would put Firebase Z a lot higher on this list, but I chose not to because there are some issues that I have with the map. But first of all, let's get into what I like about the map. I like the aesthetic. I like the feels. Like, you get the proper Vietnam vibes when roaming around in the village area. And then when you get to the facility, it kind of reminds you of, I'm trying to think, it kind of reminds me of something. Like one of the multiplayer maps from Black Ops 1, it kind of reminds me of, like, Array, I think that's the map's name, but except in a Vietnam, outbreak-ish kind of twist, if you get my drift. And I really like it. I really do dig the map. I dig the story. It's the second map in the Dark Ether storyline for Black Ops Cold War, and the storyline in it, it's alright, it's pretty good. Samantha Maxis, she gets kidnapped by the Omega Group, and she's thrown into the Dark Ether, and you basically gotta, work your way with Weaver, Ravenoff, and the gang, and try and get Samantha out of the Dark Ether, and basically tell Dr. Peck to fuck off. That's basically the Firebase Z storyline in a nutshell. And I kinda like it. It's short and simple, and it's kinda pretty good, especially after how casual and slow D Machina was in the eyes of a lot of people in the community was. Like, I think Firebase Z kind of brought back that fast-paced gameplay we kind of needed. And I know there are strategies where you can just camp, but in my opinion, I prefer the strategy where you just run around the crashed helicopter at the Firebase opening area, and just train for a bit. It's a pretty fun strategy, just have Aether Shroud on, just train for a bit, and you're fine and dandy. Only real problem is when, you get overwhelmed. And that's really the problem with any zombies map, if I'm being honest. But yeah, Firebase Z is a pretty good map, and its Easter egg's really fun as well. But here's the reason why it's not higher on the list. Now, obviously, one thing I can say is it is the most recent proper zombies map we have gotten. The last zombies map, I wouldn't really count Outbreak as a zombies map. I count it as it's kind of its own thing, similar to Onslaught. Um, but the reason why it's a lot lower on this list than where it could have been, like at 3 or 2, is a problem I've had a lot with this map, and that it keeps crashing every time I have played this map. And I genuinely do hope that Treyarch addresses this problem, because apparently it's only a PS4 problem from what I've heard, and the problem is not many people in the community really are speaking out about this problem. And I've gotten lots and lots of comments on the Firebase Z crashing problem video, and people just saying, yeah, they've had the same issue, and it's not just with zombies, but they've also had it with even D Machine at one point as well. And I feel like Treyarch needs to fix this problem. That's the only real bad kind of taste I have with the map, really. But I'd say it's a phenomenal map. I'd say it's a great map, and it's free as well if you have Cold War. It's free, unlike a lot of the other maps that I'll mention on the list. They're still phenomenal maps, but this is one of the free maps you can get from the Cold War season, kind of thing, because Cold War has a little different system, But yeah. Okay, so that was my number 5 pick, Firebase Z. Again, a phenomenal map, but just held back by crashing problems on the PS4. So let's get into number 4. Coming in at our number 4 spot, we have Classified. Some people are going to be really surprised with my pick here. Most people in general know I do not like Black Ops 4 at all. I think it was pretty bad. I do occasionally play it every now and then, but that's just purely out of boredom, if I'm being honest. But when I do play Black Ops 4, this is probably the only map I really play, because this is the map that I find the most enjoyment out of, and plus, I really do like this map, if I have to be completely honest. I think, if this map, let's say this wasn't on Black Ops 4, and I gotta do the old trick that every YouTuber does, let's say it's not on Black Ops 4, let's say it's on Black Ops 3. Yes, this would be a great map, I do agree. But that's the problem. It was on a bad game, but, it still plays pretty well, and that's, again, the problem with a lot of the Black Ops 4 maps. But I have to say, Classified is a really fun and unique map, because it fixes a lot of the wrongs that 5 from Black Ops 1 ended up making, and it made it into a more funner experience, in my opinion. And I do gotta say this, I did like 5. I loved it because, well, we had, John F. Kennedy, the best character from Clone High in the map. We had all sorts of crazy stuff going on there. Yeah, in my opinion, it was just a bit too challenging in some ways, it was too unforgiving. And that's the problem. When you make a map that's way too unforgiving, that's kind of the point where you're like, I don't want to play on it, if I'm being honest. For the record, I did play 5 a lot on the PS3, but if I have to be honest, looking back at it now, I don't remember having many fond memories of playing 5. Whereas for Classified, I do have a lot of fond memories. This is the second map I ever played on Black Ops 4. First one was Blood of the Dead, and that was a fucking disaster, but we'll get there if I ever make a top 5 worst maps. But, yeah, I gotta say, Classified, it fixed a lot of the wrongs that 5 made in, 2010, and it added on it, it improved on it, it made all sorts of new adjustments, it had, obviously, the Black Ops 4 perk system, which is whatever you want to say. If I'm being honest, I don't really mind it looking back on it now. I think it was okay. I think it could have been a little bit better, but, to each their own. It added in a shield. It fixed the Winter's Howl, made it a little bit stronger, not as overpowered strong as like a Thunder Gun or a Wunderwaffe, but it was stronger than it was in 2010. The Mark II was added to this map. Area 51 was a place you could go to. There was a quote-unquote Easter egg you could do where you can get a free Winter's Howl, called from the Project Scatty Easter egg quest. And there was also a little gift for the high round players. If you got to round 150, you would get a cutscene of the Primus and Ultimus characters meeting for the very first time. And I kind of like this, if I'm being honest. I think, Classified was a great map. I think it's not the best zombies map out there. I know there's going to be people that are like, oh, it's not the best, you can't be number one. I put it here mainly because this is my list, and plus, I personally really do like Classified. I think it was a really fun map. It like I said, it improved on a lot of the problems that 5 made back in the day, and, it added in its own new little twist on things. My only real problem with it is that it's on Black Ops 4, but that's really it. This map is fantastic, and plus the Ultimus crew's on here. What's not what to like? I don't know how that fucking phrase goes. I'm just having a fucking ramble at this point. But yeah, this is a great map in my opinion. Ultimus is back in action, and yeah. That's my number 4 pick. Let's get into the number 3 pick. Coming in at our number 3 spot, we have Doris, or the Giant, whatever you want to say. Point is, we got Doris here with the Giant gameplay. But yes, Doris, the man, the myth, the legend, well, the map, the myth, the legend. This is the map that, in my opinion, probably changed zombies the most. This was the map that basically made a lot of changes for the best, and I can see why it's often held as in high regard and often claimed to be the best zombies map of all time. Personally, I agree. I think it is one of the best. I wouldn't say it's the best, as it's my opinion. My opinion is different to obviously everyone else's opinion, but I gotta say, Doris was a solid map, and when this thing released back in 2008, I obviously never played it in 2008, but when I played it on the Resurrection map pack for Black Ops 1 in 2011, this was a phenomenal map, and I have to say, Treyarch knocked it out of the park, and, this map is just phenomenal. It was like the first map to have Pack-a-Punch, the first map to have the Bowie knife, the David Bowie knife. Rest in peace, my guy, David. Love you, man. The first map to have teleporters. It was a crazy, crazy map. And it was the first proper map to have proper story. Now, we kind of had bits and pieces of a story in Shino, Numa, and Verrucht, but those were little, crumbs from the captain's table. They weren't, like, proper, appetizers or, information we could feast on and, grow our knowledge on the story. But in Doris, that all changed. Doris was the first map to have radios, the first map to, show signs that, hey, this crew could be going somewhere, could be up to something, there could be a long journey with this crew. And obviously we experienced that long journey from World at War all the way to Black Ops 4. But, yeah. Doris, phenomenal map. Absolutely phenomenal. And I think it was probably, in my opinion, Treyarch's, for back in the day, if they didn't make a lot, some of the other maps they made, this would be their magnum opus in a lot of people's eyes. But for me, this is an alright map. Alright, so that's our number 3. Now let's get into the number 2. Coming in at our number 2 spot, we have the Final Reich. Now, this one might actually surprise a lot of people. What is the Final Reich doing on this list, you might be wondering. I like the Final Reich, from World War II Zombies, which is actually what some would probably say is very surprising. Because I know not a lot of people really like World War II Zombies, and it is kind of shocking when you hear someone say they like World War II Zombies. Now, I did a few World War II zombie streams back in 2017, and then I brought it back again when it was, free for a bit on PS4. And I'm still playing it again to this day, because when I was a little bit younger, back in 2017, I was like, Treyarch does the best zombies, Treyarch does the best zombies. And now, looking back on it now, that statement has probably aged like fine wine. Not, because Black Ops 4. That's all I gotta say. That's all I've got to say. Now, I have to say, with World War II Zombies, Sledgehammer did a fucking phenomenal job when making it. Because it was, it had World War II weaponry, it had World War II themes and aesthetics and all that. And the Final Reich, for it being the first map in the World War II Zombies storyline, they did a great job. The characters they introduced, they got celebrities like David Tennant. They got some cast, like, I can't remember her name, but the woman from Daredevil. There's a lot of, like, celebrities they got on to do the cast of World War II Zombies, and it was amazing. Obviously, my favorite being David Tennant from Doctor Who. And I have to say this. World War II Zombies was just fantastic. It's completely underrated as well. I'm surprised that there's a lot of hate that goes around to World War II Zombies. I personally don't think it's as bad as many people say it is, looking back on it now, because we have shit like Black Ops 4. Gotta remember, Black Ops 4 wasn't a good one. Now, if I have to be honest, the Final Reich was a really fun map. It had a great set of wonder weapons. There were 5 in total, most of them just being the old, pick 4 system of the wonder weapons, Like, I don't know, you want this one that shoots, like, I don't know, blood, or do you want this one that, shoots green jizz? I don't know. That's basically the best way to describe it. The pick 4 system of the wonder weapons. And I think they did a good job. I don't think they did it as good as, like, a map like the Eisendrache. But I still think they did a great job. Now, personally, when it comes to talking about, the Final Reich story, not a lot really happens. You're mainly going to this old Bavarian village, and you gotta go rescue one of the characters' brother. The whole mission goes foobar, and well, the boss fight in the map is just a bunch of like dead zombies just stuck together in some like weird clusterfuck kind of creature, And one of the characters' brothers is on that zombie for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why. I'm more interested in the backstory and the German folklore that they throw into the story, because it has references to German mythology, bits of the Old Testament from the Bible. It's really interesting, the storyline is of World War II Zombies, and again, it's really underrated, if I have to be honest. And this is solid. Like, this map is a solid introduction to that storyline. I gotta say, Final Reich, great map. Great map. And it's really underrated as well, if I have to be honest. Really underrated, and it's a really good map. So that's my number 2 spot, and now the moment everyone's been waiting for. What is my favourite zombies map of all time? If you guys remember how I've always been back in the day, you'll know what it is. You'll definitely know what it is. It's an oldie, but a goodie. So, let's get away from our number 2 spot and let's get into number 1. Coming in at our number 1 spot, we have Moon. Now, first of all, I gotta say this. OGs remember it, and they know that my opinion has never changed at all. Certain other maps, maybe, but I gotta be honest, Moon can never be overthrown. Never, ever, ever. In my opinion, Moon is the best zombies map that has ever been made from, all the games. And my personal favorite version of it is the Zombies Chronicles Remastered that came out in 2017 for Black Ops 3. I have to be honest. Moon on the PS3 on Black Ops 1, it could be, it could be just a little bit too bulky and rusty now, looking back on it now, because Black Ops 1 engine. But, and it's a big one, and I cannot lie, the remaster for Chronicles is definitely the best way to play Moon now. And in my opinion, a lot of people's opinion when it comes to Moon has changed because of the Chronicles remaster. I still loved the Black Ops 1 version. I still love it. But I also love the Black Ops, 3 remaster. Because, it fixes a lot of the problems from the original, on Black Ops 1. Now, why do I like Moon? It is the most unique zombies map that has ever been made. Setting, you're on the fucking moon. The starting place, No Man's Land or Area 51. Coming back to what we mentioned in Classified, in the first part, of Moon, you're in a no man's survival zone. You gotta survive for as long as you can down there, or just use the teleporter and get to the moon ASAP. But there's a catch on the moon. You're gonna need a spacesuit, because if you don't, obviously you're gonna get down or die. And if you do survive for a little bit of your time on the Earth, you can maybe pack a punch in 1911 or get Juggernaut or Speed Cola while you're down there. Just as a little gift. Little, like the old phrase goes, a few crumbs from the captain's table. So, I'd do that, But once you arrive on the moon, you are greeted with one of the most beautiful and aesthetically pleasing visuals in all of zombies. Just the stars, the sun, the earth, and the moon surface. It's just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And it's just amazing. The way it looks, it just makes you just orgasm almost. Not literally orgasm, but you know what I mean. You get, satisfied when seeing it. It's like, oh, it looks so beautiful. It looks amazing. And, the zero gravity is really unique. Once you turn on the power, a lot of the breathable zones, get the oxygen back, and you can go back to normal, gravity kind of vibe. However, there are some catches in some places. For example, the biodome, the Tunnel 11 and Tunnel 6. Those can get broken by, those can get breached by excavators. That if you do not use the hacker device, which we'll get into in a moment, you're going to be stuck in a low gravity, no air zone, which you're going to need your PES suit to go around in, So you gotta be careful. Gotta make sure you hack those, excavators if you're gonna want to be training in the biodome or Tunnel 11, because I don't think you're gonna be wanting that zero gravity mucking your train up. And now, getting into the hacking device. The hacking device is one of the most unique things that has ever been put into zombies. It is a device that you can use to hack open doors. You can move the mystery box. You can get rid of perks. You can, hack open doors for $200. Well, not $200, but 200 points in the game. It is a unique thing, and I love it. It's also used in the Easter egg at some point. I think I'm trying to remember. I think it's when you hack a device or something, and you gotta hack a few machines or something. I think I can't remember, but I know it's used in the Easter egg. And speaking of the Easter egg, this is the best Easter egg in Call of Duty Zombies, without a doubt. This is the best one. In this map, you blow up the fucking Earth. Yes, you blow up the Earth. You switch souls with Samantha and Richthofen. It is crazy. It's honestly the best Easter egg in Zombies history. Now the RNG part is a bit annoying, but still, the reward you get, permanent perks for the rest of the game. It's amazing. And I think Moon is still, to this day, the best Zombies map. The Wonder Weapon's amazing. Gersh devices returning from Ascension. The QED devices are pretty cool as well. Mule Kick being added into this map, which has now become a zombie staple at this point. A lot of the games have Mule Kick. A lot of the maps have Mule Kick now. And yeah, I gotta say, Moon will forever always be my favorite Zombies map of all time. And yeah, so that was the number 1 pick for my top 5 Zombies maps. Alright, so that was my top 5 list. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really did enjoy making the video. I enjoyed replaying these old maps just to get the gameplay and show you the maps and all that. And it was fun. I gotta say, I had a blast making this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video as well. If you did enjoy it, please do let me know by leaving a like. If you didn't, please do leave a dislike. I just want your honest opinion. I gotta say, it did feel good making another top 5 for Zombies after so many years. If you guys want me to do another top 5 for Zombies, but this time doing the worst maps, I'm definitely down to do that. So if you guys want me to, just let me know in the comments down below, and I might consider doing that. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're new to my channel, do subscribe. You know, it always helps out a lot. Do join the Discord, which is in the description down below. And yeah, it's been me, Kane, and yeah, I will see you in whatever the hell I do next. Bye, guys.